Good evening, world, and thanks for coming to check out Haunting Season. You are about to watch my friend Guy, who I haven't seen in 10 years, tell the story of when we broke into an old age home that burnt to the ground and all the creepy, crazy stuff that happened there. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, click right here because this is my original telling of the story. It was my first story that I put up on this channel. I'm really proud of it, and I think you guys will like it a lot. But if you have seen it, here's Guy's version. Enjoy.
I'm Guy Delatour. Since our time being hooligans back in high school, I went to college. I am currently a teacher, and that's about it. The night we went to Hilltop, we probably were just bored, looking for something to do. I remember Mike and I were really into Weird New Jersey at the time. That was probably how we had the idea to go to Hilltop. And it wasn't really too far from where we lived, so we said, let's try it out. We planned it out. I think we had the camera, some flashlights. Hilltop was on a hill, hence the name Hilltop, and you couldn't drive up there. There was a big gate blocking off the driveway. So we parked on some side residential streets. We walked up as quietly as we could. There was me, Josh, Mike, Dan. I can remember walking up there, and I remember one scene in the video where I was taking a piss against the gate, and I just remember thinking, really? You're really taping this? And I think maybe 2 or 3 other of us ended up getting caught doing that too. Maybe we should edit that out. Anyway, we're walking up to Hilltop, and I remember looking at the top window and just seeing something there, and I'm pretty sure I was the first one to draw people's attention to the window, and it was kind of good knowing that I wasn't the only one seeing that. Then we went into this side entrance. It was kind of like the entrance was built into the foundation. Big metal door, and it was just kind of pried open a little bit. We went through there, and I remember seeing big industrial washer machines, it looked like, in there. And there may have even been a boiler or something. Walked in through the door. Immediately to the left, there was some offices. I remember going into one of the offices, and all over the floor were syringes. So we're walking on the syringes, and I just remember hearing them cracking, breaking. You see all the orange caps everywhere. And there was a big thing that looked like a safe that was open, and it had a bunch of slots for syringes and maybe vials. There was also paperwork all over the place. I remember picking up a piece of paper, and up at the top was a warning saying that if the EPA were to investigate, that these records were to be destroyed. For whatever reason, I didn't grab it. I wish I did save that. Then we left that office, went left, and then you made another left, and there was a hallway. Going through the hallway, there was a bunch of old musical instruments. I remember piano, trombone. It was just weird. They were on the floor. Then there was a bathroom, so we had to go check that out. It was pretty nasty. Then I remember going into what was the lobby. And the lobby was just a mess. And I remember there was a window you could kind of see out of, and just really eerie, really creepy in there. And just kind of imagine when you're in a horror movie and you hear the water dripping, that slow drip just echoing, and just all the sounds. It's just really surreal. I remember there being another room somewhere off the lobby where there was painted, I think on the wall, of a pagan symbol. There was evidence of people doing some kind of rituals in there. I think there was old candles, just all kinds of weird stuff in there. There was spray paint all over the lobby, I think, now that I think about it. We found the stairway, and going up the stairs, they weren't too wide, and I remember for the most part, we kind of stayed behind each other, so there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Dan was up front with the camera. I think Mike might have been behind him. I think I was way behind. We decided just to go all the way up to the top floor. So we get up to the top floor and go through the doorway, and I guess Dan has the camera, and he's looking out into the hallway. Look left, you look right. All of a sudden, we hear this maniacal laughter. It just sounds like a crazy person. It was, and we all just kind of did you hear that? And it was just, yeah, we all definitely heard it. At that point, I just remember we all ran down the stairs, running as fast as we can, trying to get out of there. going back down to that like basement area, out through the door that we first came in. Then we're running down the driveway, past where the entrance was where we all took a piss. The police actually showed up, and I don't know if anyone else remembers that. We actually heard police calling down all the way from the bottom, so then that was adding to the fear of, we gotta get out of here. Last thing I needed was to be taken home in a patrol car and trying to explain that to my mother. We got out of there. I don't remember how we evaded the police, but we got down back to that residential area, got into the cars, got out of there. Well, later that night, we go back to Josh's house, and we watch the tape. And we're all laughing and, you know, look up at the window and in the tape. I mean, yeah, I guess, I don't remember if you could see the person in the window, and, you know, you just see us going through, and it's no big deal. It gets to where we're walking up the stairs. And like I said before, Dan was in front, and we're all standing in the doorway, and clear as day, see a white figure walk past the camera. And we all knew there was no way it could have been any of us. You couldn't hear the laughter on the video from what I remember, but kind of seeing that was just really, that was really strange. I guess with the camera, Mike's brother ended up using it, and we all kind of thought the tape was lost. And then we find out, this is almost 10 years later now, that Josh is making this show, Haunting Season, and I watch episode 1 and hear his wonderful description of me. Ladies, a little more manly than what he was suggesting there. So, you know, feel free to request me there on Facebook. Sorry, guys. Trying to be suave. We see that he's making that show, and I was talking to Mike about it, and we just said, we got to find this tape. So Mike talked to his brother, and thank goodness his brother saved all the old tapes, saved the camera, and Mike took it all home and called me up one day and said, I found it. That's when I had to let Josh know, and we decided it's been too long, we got to get back together, we got to talk about that night at Hilltop. And hopefully after this we'll talk about our other experiences, like down Split Rock Road, Clinton Road. Looking back at it, we really did some fun stuff. I don't recommend doing any of that. We were underage at the time, and I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations has passed. So we'll leave it at that.
So that's Guy. Can you believe it? The real actual Guy from my original video. I never thought I'd see him again. So freaking cool that this brought us together again. So if you haven't seen Mike's video, you can check it out here. And if you haven't seen the actual real video of what happened there, you can check it out here. So if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.